All they do is yap, 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 all out the mouth. I don't understand what you really talking about. If you ain't talking about the dollar, what you talking about? All they do is yap, 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 all out the mouth. I don't understand what you really talking about. If you ain't talking about the dollar, what you really talking about?
But abortions.
Abortions
And child
I
support.
just really
and,
so like so we started to dig into the child support situation.
Mhm.
From your understanding, what's your take on child support? How do you imagine child support to be?
I imagine it because like you're paying for what, like half?
I don't know. You tell me. What do you think it's
Well, I think you're paying for half
of what?
of what the baby needs. So all the formula, all the clothing, and what food? I don't know, everything that the baby would ever possibly need monthly. So you're paying half of that sum total monthly. That's what I think.
So that's what you think child support should be.
Mhm.
I mean, that's cool if that's what it is.
Mhm.
But okay, so my belief is that child support should also come with conditions for the woman.
What kind of conditions?
Like, for instance, there's a lot of situations where the guy's paying child support
Mhm.
and he's having such a hard time to see his kids.
Mm.
And that has nothing to do with child support, which I think it should.
Mhm.
There will be so much more. I'm not saying that would eliminate all the domestic problems that, people find themselves in when they have a child with the woman that they're not together.
Mhm.
It's rare that they're going to see eye to eye,
Mhm.
especially if they have animosity.
Mhm.
So I think child support should come with conditions. Like, if these are the court orders. Child should be with a non-custodial parent, and it's normally the father who's non-custodial. These are his times. If you fuck with any of these times, then we fuck with this.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So
That sounds fair.
here's your obligation, and here's his obligation as well.
Mhm.
So they should go hand in hand, but they don't. You'd be like, oh man, I don't even see my son. They're like, hey, well,
Mhm.
you've missed this child support.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And it almost makes father feel like there's more support that I'm giving my child than money.
Right.
And there's more that I can do
Mhm.
with this time that she's taking from me. But all you guys are worried about is this money.
Right.
If I don't pay this money, I get interest. But I don't get the interest on the time that I missed because she didn't want to cooperate with the court order.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I just think that's just so unfair, Like for instance, when when you guys went to Georgia, I don't get that time back.
Mhm. Mhm.
And that's part of the part that really was just fucked up. Like, I still have this support over my head, and I can't even be there to see or to interact with my child. You know?
Right.
I just think it's just unfair, like the way child support and all of that. It's the woman. It should be up to the woman. It's just like when you look at it from a different lens, it start to be like, I don't know if it should be solely dependent on the woman and what she she thinks.
I think rules should be in place for child support. Like, you should be able to see your child. You should have a schedule where you don't just have visitations. You have your child for, I don't know, the weekend, week, I don't know.
And even
And
that
I
just makes the
think-
parents feel bad. I think you have visitation. You're assigned visitation for you by some other man or woman that had nothing to do with this baby being born. But now they're telling you that, oh, we're going to assign this visitation to you. I know for me that just makes me feel like someone's telling me that I can only be a father. Or I can only, see my son or my child during this time. So we're putting these rules in place. Just even saying it is just like, it's just stupid to me. Like, I'm going to court to tell you something, and you come back with what it's going to be. I don't get it. It's
Right.
just weird that someone and it's the hardest part is that it's two people that can't come together with an agreement, because this is not how either one of them wanted it to go. You know what I mean? In some part down the road, there's two of the same identical things. This is not how I expected it to go. And that's pretty much sometimes the only time you guys see eye to eye. This is not how I expected it to go.
Right.
But after that, it's like, oh, well, this is what I want, and this is what I'm fighting for. Now it's a fight. And it's just mostly the guy never wins, pretty much.
I think rules should be in place if the child is taken out of state.
I think they should be in place regardless. And I think there should be conversations and some things that have to be, since you want to include the government and law, there should be a lot of things that come along with that. If you live at this address when we go to court, and this is where the visitation and all the pickups and drop-offs and stuff's going to have to be, before you move out of this place, you have to go back and have a discussion and see what's going to be new. Like, you just can't just keep doing whatever you want to do, but then the parent, the non-custodial parent, has no say-so in nothing. It's like, it's just dumb. And then to go to court, it costs. So not only are you paying child support, but now you got to pay all this shit. And sometimes the guy has to pay for her shit. It's
Wow.
just, it's almost as if it's set up for the dads to just lose. And then it just takes me back to the other part of the abortion thing. So should the guy have some more say-so in that shit too?
No, I see what you're saying. I feel the passion coming from you.
Yeah.
And it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's
Not once have I been faced with a childbirth that I did not want. So I don't know how that feels. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's been some questionable ones, to where it's like, you said what? When did this? You know what I mean? There's been some of those, but and not with you, not with your mom,
Number one standing.
So we never had that issue.
Number one in the house.
But yeah, it's just, I feel like the father should have way more of a say so legally than we have now, because there's been some stuff happen to me that it's like, why the fuck do I come here? Why go to court then? Since you guys are just gonna do this shit, you know what I'm saying? Because it's almost a waste of money to get an attorney, because pretty much they already know what they're gonna do. That's how I feel, and I know there's a bunch of men out there feeling the same way, because it's just you go in and for instance, I know that I'm a better parent than a certain situation that I'm involved in. I know I'm a better parent. I know I could do way much more.
Mm-hmm.
I know I could do such a better job. But trying to display that in court sometimes make you feel like you're a villain, because you have to almost degrade someone. You know what I'm saying? And talk bad about someone. It's just, that's not me, really. You know what I'm saying? It's like, these are facts. I know I'm a better parent.
Right.
Why are we here? Why can't you guys see that? I don't know. This shit gets me riled up, and I'm trying to, suppress it.
Yeah, I can tell.
But it's just, it's unfair, and I know life's unfair, but that shit is unfair to dads that go through this shit, man. And it's,
I think there should be like surprise inspections for people who are in those situations to really see what is the child's normal living spaces, his normal living situation.
I mean, you can dress up a living situation, but you can't really get the ins and outs of the day by visiting. Because I mean, it's so many people out there that we don't even know they're getting abused. You won't know that just by popping up, and I mean, you might, but it's rare that you're gonna catch that.
I just think the chances of catching it are a lot better than you getting a notice in the mail like, oh, you are going to have a I don't even know what they're called.
Yeah.
People who stop by to check on the child's living situation on this date at this time. So basically it's saying be ready.
Yeah, I think that'll work if there was more surprise inspections or just pop-ups like, hey, we'll see how everything's going around here with the kids.
And they answer the door like, what? Didn't know you were coming. Yeah, you're not supposed to.
And even in that, you have to call child services, and then when they show up, and if they don't find nothing, now you look like you're just saying this just to get an upper hand, or you're just saying it because you were mad. And it's like, it's just such a fucking roller coaster that just never seems to be enjoyable,
Yeah.
I don't know. This shit is just bad. But and I'm speaking from experience, and sometimes you just feel lost. Like, it's like, no matter what I do, the outcome's going to be the same. So why don't you guys just let me know what you guys want me to do? And I guess I'm going to have to do it. Because no one's listening to me. No one cares about what I'm going through, and no one cares about the fact that, and it's not just me, you sit up in the courtroom and you hear story after story, and you situation after situation, and you're just sitting there like, damn, he just has to suck that up and just take it? Child support, family court is depressing.
Yeah.
If you have to go, it is so depressing.
It sounds depressing.
If you care. But there's some people in there be like, man, I don't give a fuck. Got me up in here, man. I'm only here so I don't go to jail. You know what I'm saying? I ain't paying that shit anyway. You know what I mean? But, and there's people that's, their kids are fucking 25, 26, and they're still child support. Paying. And the one thing that I don't understand, or I definitely don't agree with, is how someone in charge, the government, can get involved with these two people and say, okay, so now since they need child support, don't matter all these years the kids say the kid's 10. Now I'm filing for child support. They can go back some years and be like, oh, you owe this. How do you know that I owe that?
Right.
You're just taking her word. You know what I'm saying? So start at 10. Kid's 10. So they say they went back 3 years. You owe 3 years worth of whatever we're charging you now. And now you have to pay arrears. And they call it arrears, but they set an amount. Right? It's like they set you up pretty much. So you have to pay all this back. Back pay is what they call it. But it's arrears. So you're paying that, but your amount of, say your amount is $300 of child support. But you have 3 years of $300 a month. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those are called arrears. But your amount is $300. Sometimes the arrears, just to make it easier on you, is $50. But it comes with interest. So someone is putting interest on my child, my obligation towards my child.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So you can be paying for 5 years and you're thinking this is going down, but it's not going anywhere.
Because the interest.
Right.
Damn.
And that shit right there really needs to be, to be taken care of, and just like, it's just that shit just it doesn't sound fair, and the fact that it happened to me, it's just not. I live it, and it's like, that's not cool. That's not fair to no one. So if it was on the other foot, then
yeah,
you'll understand it's not fair. You know what I mean? But since it's not happening to you, it's just like, oh, whatever. It's fucked up, man.
No, I agree.
And there's a bunch of parents are fathers. There's some women that's going through it. I don't know the statistics, but the majority of the people that are dealing with these issues are men, the fathers. We tend to always get the short end of the stick, no matter how good you are, no matter how good of a parent you are. That stick's gonna be short. It's just how it is, and it's unfortunate, man.
It's just an uphill battle.
It can, and it doesn't have to be. It's if it just stick to the basis of the situation. There's two people that involve themselves in this relationship in creating a baby. That's what it needs to be. These two people. If you feel like I owe you something, sue me. I think, and I'm not totally against child support. It's just the way it's viewed. It's like, it's just money.
Right.
Like, I mean, just for instance, us. You remember some things that, like, I never thought you even remembered or even valued. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and you will say something, and I'm like, he remembered that? You know what I mean? But we're almost not taught, but we're almost forced to believe that none of that shit matters. It's about money, what you can supply for this kid. And it's so much deeper than money.
Yeah.
So child support should be everything included, like time, calling on the phone, going to pick him up, checking on him at school, supporting him mentally, supporting him physically, supporting, you know what I'm saying, emotionally. All of that is support. That's all child support. You know what I'm saying? Even if you go to your son's school and you just say, hey, man, I just stopped by to bring you some lunch and give you a hug, man, let you know your dad loves you. That's child support. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that the government only makes it to, and the majority of us that, that it's really fucking targeted. Well, not even targeted. I can't even say targeted, but is mainly affected by it is the minorities. Because it's like, there's a lot of stuff we don't know about it. There's a lot of stuff we don't know we can do. Like, I've heard about it, but it was also included in this conversation I was having. They don't tell a lot of parents, mainly the men as well, that are in this child support thing, that a lot of things that you do, like some of the stuff that I just mentioned, can be considered as child support if you address that. But they're not going to come out and say, oh, if you did these things, you know what I'm saying, these are considered child support.
Right.
Like on the phone for hours helping your son do homework, that's considered child support. You know what I'm saying? So we're mostly unaware of that situation, you know, because now we're just faced with this money thing.
Right.
You know,
it's just all about
this
the
money thing. And when you don't have the money, it's just like, oh, well, how am I going to do this? You know, I got to pay how much money back? Not, it makes you almost forget that you've been in this kid's life for 10 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And doing more than giving them money. You bought clothes, you picked them up, you took them to practices.
The kid doesn't even know where the money's coming from.
And he doesn't even he doesn't even see the fucking money. You know what I mean? And I'm almost to the point to where if it was that, it'll be more for the kid. Child support should be like, oh, well, if you're not going to be in this kid's life, you got to pay, you know, some money, and this is going to, you know, help set the kid up for once the kid's 18.
Right. That's the way it should be.
I think a lot of men would be more for that, because sometimes it's hard to fathom. I have to support this woman that I'm no longer with. That's how it's viewed. That's how I viewed it. And if I'm wrong for some of you guys, please let me know how you guys viewed it that went through this. But now I have to give this woman money for not being with her. It's just crazy. And sometimes the woman make way more money than the dude. It's like, why do you need my money?
I don't know. It feels like it has nothing to do with the kid anymore. It's just about the money.
I'm sure that's how a lot of men feel, especially the people that have money. So you're saying that they pay half, right? So the fact that I have millions of dollars, right, doesn't mean that you have millions of dollars.
Right.
So if I'm staying in Beverly Hills and you stay in fucking Lakewood, you know, it shouldn't be the same dynamic. My Beverly Hills has nothing to do with your Lakewood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So am I paying half of my Beverly Hills shit to you in Lakewood? Or should I just pay the half of Lakewood shit?
So you're saying you want it to be more, it should be more equity.
No, I'm saying it's not fair, because you know there's people out there. It's a come up. You know, you have a baby by an athlete or a celebrity. They're paying like fucking $40,000 and up of child support a month. What in Lakewood do you need $40,000 a month? So that means $80,000 a month. Because if we're paying half, $80,000 a month it takes you to live with this kid. Bullshit. It's bullshit to me. So, in my opinion, I mean, like, how do you view that? Because I can go on forever about this shit.
I don't know. It's literally crazy because I've never spoken about child support ever with anyone.
Because when we're growing up, we think child support is, you know, you're supporting the child. Yeah. So, you know, it's crazy. You know, I'm like, well, when I guess my dad didn't pay child support because I don't have any money. You know, I'm 18. They didn't give me any money from my dad paying child support. So I'm like, oh, well, he must didn't pay child support. Then when I'm, you know, when I first got my first child support thing, I'm like, oh, it's not what I thought it was. You know, like, wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's.
But what you said earlier made sense. Where like, if you're just by the simple things, just being with your child support.
Yeah,
you know?
and it's just the even crazier part is there's some men out there that they just don't have it.
The money?
The money, or they find a way to be like, you know what, I can't work because of this, and they don't have to pay child support. So now the stuff that we're talking about gets, it overshadows the money because there's no money involved. So now, oh, he's a good father. He spends so much time with him, and he's
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. But if it was that, then I think I do think it should come with conditions, and I do think that it should be able to set the child up some way.
Somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm 100% with that. Like, let's set the child up. Let's make it go into some type of account that he can touch once he's 18 or even 20. Like, fuck it. Or make it 19. In between the 18 and 20. Because if you have a year of 18 to kind of be out there, trying to get your groove through life and trying to figure out what it's going to be, I think you have a year to kind of not, as soon as you get it, you're just going to blow it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But I think that's how child support should be structured.
Yeah, it's logical.
Yeah, logic doesn't win in this game, I guess.
Nope.
It's all
Green
about the
does.
Benjamins, man.
Yeah, it's all about them Benjamins.
Man, that's
Yeah, it's okay, Dad. It's okay.
it's really not okay.
It's-
You're
in a safe place.
I'm in a safe place.
You're in a safe place.
Safe place.
Woo.
No, but I'm saying. So, do you still think that it should be, solely on the woman after knowing, and that's not even all that comes along
I mean,
with it.
after hearing all of that, a bigger conversation must be had.
Yeah, because it shouldn't be solely up to you to figure to make the decision on if I'm going to be affected by the rest of my life or not. And there's some people that come with agreements. I never would do that to you. I had all that before. I'll not do that. Whatever.
Yeah.
You did it. So, but and on the other side of the coin, I remember paying, so I was in a situation to where I had to pay like $300 and let's say $350 a month. Back then, that was a lot of money to me, man. $350 of my earned money is gone to this woman. Flip side, I then have custody of said child. I didn't even go and I needed it, but at that moment I didn't go and fight for no child support. I didn't do nothing, you know. And once I got advised to do so, I got $75 a month.
Why only 75?
I don't know. I felt like it was a punishment. Like, you're a man. You're a man. You don't need to be getting any child support, And that right there just was like, it's just it made me even more so not want to deal with court. Because like, oh, this is unfair. Because I'm sitting there like, oh, well, she gonna have to pay me $350 now. Because that's the going rate for this child support thing in our situation. Because that's what I had to pay.
Right.
Nope. $75.
Damn.
And let's go even deeper. We had to meet somewhere because she, at that time she didn't stay on this side of California. It was, so we had to meet in the middle, and pretty much I was getting gas money for child support.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And I think the most it went up to was $160 or something like that.
Mm.
And what are you gonna do with that?
Take your kid to Chuck E. Cheese.
Once a month. Got that Chuck E. Cheese money.
Mm-hmm.
Got that. But, you know.
That's crazy, though.
Yeah. So it's just not, it's not equally fair on both sides.
On either side you're on.
Yeah. Whatever it seems to be, whatever. And there's some stories out there where I've heard some guys that are getting child support because they're, you know, and mostly that's after a marriage. You know, it's like, oh, well, he seems better, you know what I'm saying, in this situation, and this is where the kids want to be type situation, and now the mom has to pay child support. And it's one of those substantial ones, like, oh, she got to pay that. Like, oh, shit, you know? Like, you winning, you know? Dang, it feel good. It sucks to say, but it's like, damn, it feels good to see a dude finally getting some, you know, something that's beneficial. But, you know, most of the time it's just not. So, like I said, I'm not against child support. I just think it should come with some conditions.
It should. I agree.
Yeah.
Because that's just unfair.
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to withhold the child and still, you know, because if I withhold my obligation, I get punished. But if you withhold your obligation, you don't get punished.
Right.
You know, and they say there's rules and there's laws, but once you go to court, it seems like those shits are brushed under the rug, or just swept out of the door. Like, oh, we're gonna overlook that since you guys are here today. Let's deal with this. And like, nigga, what about all that other shit? You know, it's just Michael Jackson, man. You're Michael Jackson on the hanging on the cross, the scarecrow. You know, you can't win. Took a long time for me to get that. Get that out, but
you know, got it. You got
it. Michael Jackson in the Wiz, man. You can't win.
Yeah.
You know. But for all you guys out there that's going through it, I know it's rough. Can't even say keep your head up. It's gonna get better. But it's just hope.
Yeah.
That you know. And I don't know who we got to talk to get these to be things, but I think they need to be things, man.
Yeah, I think there's a conversation that needs to be had
with the higher ups.
Yeah.
You know, we can't just lose all the time, man, because a father is very important, and I believe that child support sometimes hinders the relationship with the child. It has a higher potential of hindering that, because now you and this woman have animosity.
Right.
You don't want to be around each other because she did this to me. Why would she do this to me?
Right.
Sometimes it's hard to get over that, you know, because there's no conversation. You just get a letter. And the way it comes to you is just like, oh, that's how she feel? That's what she doing? You know what I mean? It's never like, well, for me, it's never been well, I need money for this. I'm struggling right now. It's never been that. It's always been like, well, here's your obligation. This is what we broke it down to. And, you know, well, to me, I can't say never because I'm not in every situation, but at least to me, it doesn't seem as if there's a conversation.
Right.
And there needs to be conversations. Why do you need this money? What do you need? Maybe I can do this without us having to go here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I mean, it sounds like, you know, you're trying to get out of a situation, but it's not. Without the court, I don't have to pay arrears. I don't have to pay interest.
Right.
Like, well, can I get the interest back on the time that you took from me? You know, with my child? Can't get that back. So I got to create a podcast. You know? Getting my time back.
One episode at a time.
One episode at a time, man. You know?
That was real.
Hey,
It was real.
it wasn't meant to be, but that's not why I created the podcast. But
Oh yeah.
yeah,
No, this is-
some parents out there might want to create a podcast to get the time back.
Hey, it's working.
Man, I'm not getting time back.
Huh? What?
I'm not getting time back. You can never get time back. That's the whole thing. That's the point of me saying that you can't get your time back. But they want their money back. And it's like money back from what? Like
Right.
you're almost making the parent that's paying it back feel like nothing they did up to this point was worth anything.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not the case, because for instance, some of the stuff that I didn't even think you thought about means a lot to you.
Mm.
So it's just I think the lawmakers really need to look at certain things.
Yeah, they do.
Man,
Yeah, they do.
Because there's certain things that's way more important to a child than money. Because like you said, you don't even see the money.
Yeah, you don't.
I didn't see the money. I don't think. I think I did have this conversation with my mom, and she's like, "Yeah, I didn't put nobody on child support.
Mm-hmm.
If they didn't want to support, they didn't want to support. Whatever they felt like they can contribute to supporting.
Mm-hmm.
I can't force anybody to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's why. Like, I could have went after, the chick I was talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just like, it's not worth it, because I don't like the situation that I'm in.
Right.
So I wouldn't want to put anybody in that situation.
Right.
Because once you involve another party, all they see is money.
Mm-hmm.
They don't see, oh, well, he has to drive all the way from here to, I'm just gonna name from here to Oceanside, every other week,
Mm-hmm.
just to drop off a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or he has to wake up extra early just to make it to so and so, or he has to. They don't look at that. They look at, oh, well, he missed his payment. Throw that with the arrears, and there's interest on that.
Yeah.
That's all they see. So once you include the government in child support, it's no longer looked at as a relationship between a parent and the child. It's like there's money
just
here.
the money.
There's a divide here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it almost forces everybody in this situation to think about the money now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not think about you taking the kid to practice. You're not going to take him to practice because you didn't pay child support. So you're not going to see your son.
Right.
You got a lot of that out there.
It should just be called money support.
Or money hungry bitches.
Mm.
I'm not calling you guys bitches, but I'm calling you guys money hungry bitches. No, but in some situations, women do need the money.
Yeah.
And I'm not, like I said, I'm not against child support.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just against the way it's done, and
right.
that I think it needs to have conditions.
Yes,
if
it
you're
does.
taking time from me, which is your obligation, then why can't I take my obligation?
Right.
Because it's not fair for me to say, oh, well, you didn't bring them to me, so I'm not going to give you. It's not right for me to do that, because I'm going to get punished either way.
Mm-hmm.
But it should be the same way. Oh, well, you shouldn't be able to do that because I can't do this.
Right.
But
yeah, things need to change.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's one-sided right now.
It's been that way for a while. And, the whole it's a man's world, I don't think so.
Nope.
It's
I
pro
don't-
women out here, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but I love them. I love women.
Mm-hmm.
Love women.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if that makes people turn to gay? We're not going there.
Yeah, it's another episode.
Yeah, we're not going
Yeah.
down that road. Not gonna go down that road.
We don't need to go down that road.
But so, how would you, knowing the information that you know now, And that's another reason why I really enjoy this podcast, because we're able to talk about certain things that I didn't talk to my parents about this kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying, until I was older, or sometimes never, you know what I mean? And the fact that you have this information and seeing that, someone that has went through this type of stuff. Say if you're in a relationship, you guys everything's going good, and you find yourself in this situation of now you guys are separating, and now you're gonna have to pay child support. What's your ideal way that it should go?
I think the ideal way it should go is how you just described it. It's like you're paying child support, but that doesn't necessarily have to be through money. You're supporting the child in whatever needs that he may or may not need. Right. Physically, mentally, emotionally.
That should account for something.
It should.
Yeah,
it should.
So, you're gonna have to pay something. You know what I mean?
Something.
But so here's one of my biggest things. We all need to understand, or if we can all continue to keep this in the forefront. We used to love each other.
Right.
We used to care about each other. I don't want to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Those things need to be in the forefront. And then now we have this child that we have to raise together.
Right.
How can we do that? How can you support me, and how can I support you?
Just put the child first.
Yeah, but that's just vague. That's a vague. Put the child first. Cool. You're putting the child first, but money ain't putting the child first. So my thing is, if you continue to feel like, you don't have to say, oh, I'm in love with this person. But, like, for instance, I still care a ton about your mom. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want nothing to happen to your mom. If there's any way that I can help her, I'm going to help her. So if we can keep that type of shit in the forefront, you know what I'm saying, then I think that will eliminate a lot of the animosity that goes in between women and men when they relationship don't work out.
Right.
We don't have to hate each other. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to be at each other's throat, or just because it didn't go your way doesn't mean that it's the fucking end. Right. You know what I mean? We still, like you said, put the child first. We still have this child. There's plenty of times I used to be mad at your mom, but it's like, well, she doesn't see it the way I'm, and I'm sure there's plenty of times that she was mad at me. You know what I'm saying? But it comes to a point to where, okay, I'm not going to change your view. You're not going to change my view. Let's get back to what's important. I don't hate you.
Yeah.
I used to care about you tremendously. We used to love each other. Now we have this child.
Right.
How can I support you in supporting this child? I think that should be the way it's done. I know it's easier said than done, but if we all keep that in the forefront, then it'll make for a better future.
It would.
For our children.
For the children.
Not the children.
No.
But if this serves anyone any good, I would just love to hear, because these are the conversations that I have frequently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I just feel like it's just such a messed up situation, and it even makes it worse because we don't know a lot of stuff. But now that I've been through the situation, it's like I can say something to someone and just be like, yeah, that's what it is. You have to just go.
Yeah.
You have to do this. It's going to suck, but you have to do this.
Mm-hmm.
This is the route, man. It's unfortunate. There's unfortunately being unfortunate ain't gonna support anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now you have to do the work.
You gotta do the work.
And, I'm just like sometimes I can't even front on this. Sometimes it was difficult for me to be a father,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like it seems every way that I turned, it was something taking something from me. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like you can get ahead and you be like, oh man, I'm doing my taxes. You know what I'm saying? They're
Yeah.
like, nope, you can't get that.
Damn. Yeah.
You owe arrears. And you be like, what the fuck is arrears? I've been paying child support for.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Right.
It's like it's just almost to where that type of shit makes you so mad. You're like, I don't even want to see her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't want to be around her.
Mm-hmm.
But then that means you're not going to pick up your son because
Right.
he can't drive
Mm-hmm.
and he can't come down here. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? So I know if I'm feeling that way, and
Mhm.
there's people going through way worse than I went through,
Yeah.
I could see how easy it's, and it's not an excuse, but I can see how that can make you not want to be around this person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I think the kids, I know the kids suffer in that, but that's just a human emotion,
Mm-hmm.
you know? But I'm just thankful that I was able to fight through a lot of stuff that I didn't understand,
Mm-hmm.
and shit, to this day I still don't really, fully understand a lot of shit, but I won't allow it to deter me from being what I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Spoken like a true man.
because I am a true man.
Yeah, you are.
I am a true man.
Yeah, but no, I am thankful because although like as a child, we don't see the money, we don't even really know that there are or that there is money. We just see that, and I'm sure that, the parents going to say like, oh, the money went towards this, this and that, but we don't see that. It's
Right.
just a way of life for us. It's just what we have. But no, I am thankful because, for the most part, like I still had a childhood with both of my parents,
Yeah.
and like, and children, they're not dumb.
Mhm.
All right. We pick up on animosity, which is a great word you've been using. It's great. The glasses are helping.
I said that.
You said that, animosity.
Yeah.
Twice. You said it twice. Yeah, no,
Kicking that
like I definitely picked up, like when there were times where you picked me up, or I think there was a time, yeah, my mom took me to your house. I feel the whatever it was in the air, but all of that being said and all that being done, I still had a great childhood. Still had those great weekends with you, still had great weeks with my mom, and now that we're all older, we're all, a lot wiser, nobody hates each other anymore.
Well, I never hated her.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think she hated me.
But
But if
it's
she
like
did, then
we're more kind
fuck.
to each other.
Yeah. Wait a
so-
minute.
Hmm?
Your mom told you she hates me?
No.
She
No.
told you she used to hate me?
No, that's just the vibe I picked up as a child.
Oh, that she hated me.
No.
Fucker.
Well, that was just the vibe I picked up.
okay.
I could feel the tension,
Well,
you know.
I got a bone to pick.
Yeah. But still was able to have great weekends with you, whether it was like just going to the parks or taking us to those basketball gyms, got to shoot some hoops, those were fun when we were on like the same team against like some grown people. Yeah, honestly, I was like, don't give me the ball. Please don't give me the ball. He passed me the ball. Damn it. Shit. Shoot it. No. I don't want to. But, I think everything turned out pretty good in the end.
Yeah.
I still didn't see the money, but it's not about the money. I felt very well supported through both of my parents growing up.
Well, that's good, and it should be like that, But unfortunately, sometimes it's hard for a father to break through those barriers of feeling like being kicked. You know what I'm saying? While he's down and shit.
Yeah.
And having something taken away from him. Like one of the coldest things you could take from me is my kids, man. And that's how it felt sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you just gonna make me do this? I can't say nothing about that.
Right.
That's a cold game. Cold ass game, man.
Yeah.
But and what you just said is a testament of let's just keep that in the forefront, and that should help guide us through this this maze of getting others involved in your relationship.
Yeah.
I don't know all the ends of the stories, but I just hope that they all ended
peacefully,
like this one, where
right,
the kid's not affected in a negative way.
They start a podcast.
They started a podcast, and they're chilling, and just like, man, that was crazy. I didn't even know that's how that was going.
Yeah,
I thought it was going like this.
I really didn't know.
Yeah.
I really didn't know there were so many. Because to me, I was just living a normal childhood.
Yeah.
That's it,
Yeah.
I knew my parents weren't together, but it was just normal,
Yeah.
But I didn't know there was just so much going on behind the scenes,
Yeah. And I remember there was a time period where we tried to do more together. Like I remember we took you guys to the circus. I don't think you.
I vaguely remember that. I just remember being scared.
Wait, which circus? Because I know when you came to Utah. And we took you, and I paid all this extra money to, and I say all because I didn't have money, but we paid extra money for you guys to go down and meet the clowns, and that's when I figured out.
Why do parents think that
you were scared of clowns?
Why do parents think that little kids like clowns? What little kids love clowns?
Because clowns are fun and goofy. They're like, hey,
yeah, to maybe adults. That shit is scary.
It wasn't scary to you. You were terrified.
Yes, because to me it's like this is a person, but it don't look like a person. What's on its face? What's wrong with his feet? I'm looking at everything. Nothing looks normal.
That shit was so funny to me.
What's wrong with his big nose? His I don't know. It was scary. It was all scary.
And so that was Utah. That was the first time I'm like, oh, he doesn't fuck with.
I wouldn't.
You didn't fuck with a lot of stuff. You didn't fuck with fireworks.
No.
Hell no. There's a picture of you like holding a sparkler, like. Like, why do I have to hold this? Is it over? Can I drop it? But I remember your mom went, and we took you and your sister, and we went to. I call it the Mexican circus, but because I don't remember the name, but I knew it was Hispanics that was running it. Scariest thing ever to me.
Why?
Because I don't think they're allowed to do it now. They had lions and shit in there.
Oh shit!
And the ones I'm talking about where it's the tent in the parking lot.
I think that's one I remember. I remember walking into a tent.
Yeah, I was so scared. I was like, at any moment, this fucking lion can change his mind.
Yeah.
And all they had was a net that went up. It's like, that's not going to protect us.
It's not going to protect us.
And the lion was not fucking with the dude.
Really?
Because the dude kept snapping the whip, and the lion was like,
Oh.
I was like, shit.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there, and, you try to get good seats, and...
The
seats wasn't a good idea because we were too close. It was just like, this was not a good idea. That lion, and I immediately started all the circuses that are ran by Hispanics and that are in these little parking lots are just like this. So I didn't go to them for years. I'm going to get eaten by one of the animals because they ain't fucking with little Pedro up in there hitting them with this fucking thing.
No. Dang, that's crazy.
So, there was a time where we, we started to become really cool and we tried to, take the co-parenting up a notch, and, that showed me that, what? It can be cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, and it was. And even later on, we, when we went to Raging Waters, I don't know if you remember that. We all went to Raging Waters.
We've gone so many times, I don't really remember.
Yeah, you guys went. I think that was my first time going. And, I mean, that was fun, It was just like, it's cool. No animosity. No one's, And just to be included in stuff like that sometimes will open the door for some, not healing, but it's just like, okay, this could be okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be all like, I want this way, this is what it has to be. And, as long as we keep this in the forefront, you know what I'm saying? Everything should be fine. And it's hard to keep that in the forefront. But, if we try, then I think it could be done.
Right.
So I think that's all I have. I'm mentally exhausted from this topic. The abortions and child support is just...
It was a lot. It was a lot.
But, I'm never judging anyone. If you feel like an abortion is the best way for you to handle a situation, then by all means,
right.
It's your choice. But, if there is a situation where there's two people, you guys should find out how the guy feels. You know what I'm saying? And that might change your mind. Just have a conversation. Yeah. Communication is the key.
It is the key. It always starts with the conversation. It should always need to start with the conversation. Yeah. Got to really understand each other's perspectives before making any big choices.
Yeah. That should go in a lot of situations. It should be a conversation. I think it should start with a conversation and end with a conversation.
Exactly.
I don't know if you have anything else for the folks. Don't say nothing stupid because we've had a good. We got out of the dumb shit. If you're gonna say some stupid shit, Asante, let me know now, so I don't have to endure it.
Y'all just be safe out there, and I hope this. I hope.
He was gonna say something.
I was gonna say something. It was gonna be something with raw dogs, but I ain't gonna say.
Oh, see, I'm on the raw dog tip too. Go ahead, man. Spit your raw dog, man. Raw dog. Raw dog.
I was gonna say you're welcome. Because now every time they think of raw dog, they just gonna think of a little wiener dog running super fast.
Oh Jesus!
Running like a little weenie. Body moving like this, all super fast. Belly damn near touching the ground as it runs.
I don't think of that. When I think of raw dog, I'm thinking raw dog. Raw dog.
Live your best life.
Yep.
But be safe doing it.
And hopefully everybody put their email address in there that got that mug. And the mug should be going out.
Otherwise, you ain't getting no mug without no email.
Yeah. And remember, if you made it to the end, leave a comment. Subscribe if you ain't subscribed.
That's right. Leave a comment. I could say that now.
Yeah, you've been in there a couple times, And share it. Share it with somebody, man. Let's not hold on to each other. No, let's hold on to each other.
Hold on to each other.
Hold on to each other, but
let's
don't
just
hog
branch out a little bit.
Let other people get some hugs.
Don't hug us so tight.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't like being hugged so tight for so long. Just let us go. Spread the love. Hallelujah. Amen. Praise Jesus.
Are you done with your speech or your sermon?
Yeah. What you got to say?
That's it.
Oh, that's it. Oh, shit. All right. Well, goddamn nigga shit. Let's go.
All they do is yap, 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 yap.
Do you
all
think
out the mouth.
abortion should only be up to the woman? Because what if there's a dad that really wants to have a baby, but the mom doesn't want to? Do you think she has that right to just be like, boom, I don't want to have this baby, but he really wants a baby? He doesn't want to terminate the pregnancy, but she does.
It's gonna sound so unfair, but I don't think it should be up to both the man and the woman.
No?
I think it should just be the woman's choice.
Damn.
Yeah. It'd be different if somehow the man was carrying the baby, but it's not. It's the woman's body. It's her body that's
It's her body. but
forever going to be altered and disfigured and going through the pain and just all of it. All you did was
Get it in.
put the vacuum in reverse.
Shot that thing. You shot up the club. That's all he did was shot up the club.
That's all he did.
Man, but taking that journey of having sex is going to, especially if it's unprotected, even sometimes if it's protected, you risk the chance of pregnancy. So you took that risk, and you both are agreeing to take that risk, but you can't just, I don't know, I think it's unfair. It's not illegal, but I think there should be some type of conversation.
There can always be a
Yeah,
conversation.
but you're
had.
saying it's the woman's choice, and you believe that it should just solely be up to the woman.
I do, because if you're using sex as an example,
That's
well,
not an example, Asante. That's how they have babies.
yeah, okay, yes, it's how they have babies,
Jesus.
but they're both enjoying the actions.
Well,
But,
what if he didn't enjoy the action, but now he's like, oh, well, at least I get a
Then
baby
he
out
needs a
of
new
it.
partner.
No, I mean,
He needs a new partner.
it was a one night stand. They were drunk,
Then that's even.
You know what? As soon as I said it,
Yeah,
I was
then
like,
that's. What do you
No,
mean?
they weren't drunk. They were in a relationship. Yeah, they were in a
Okay,
relationship,
I was like, what do you?
and it was the first time that they, got it in. They're in a relationship. They love each other.
They love each other.
Yeah, they're deeply in this.
But he wants a baby and she
doesn't want a baby.
What you really talking about? If you ain't talking about a dollar, what you talking about? All they do is yap, 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 all out the mouth. I don't understand what you really talking about. If you ain't talking about a dollar, what you really talking about?